Dorothy here with Done by Dorothy, and I'm here for another DIY. Super simple, super easy. Not a lot to it. You'll be so shocked at how easy this is. We're going to make fabric washi, and I have, these are just some 2-inch strips. I actually bought it in a scrap bag at a quilting store, but this is all like Civil War era fabric strips, so they're reproductions, but they have that whole vintage look and feel to them. So, and some of them are smaller sizes, some are larger sizes, so we'll see. This is very simple. All you need is your fabric, and like I said, you know, cut in 2-inch strips. You can do smaller, you know, you just sort of have to size it up then. So I've actually been working on the Christmas one, so I'll probably use this green. Let's see, let me see what other colors I can find that I really like. I think I'll just use that one as an example, I guess, because the other ones are sort of darker. I do have some really cute candy cane fabric, so maybe I'll use it. That's cute. So this is pretty simple. I'm just going to open mine out. Now you can iron it ahead of time, but you do not have to. And I'm simply going to be using, this is double-sided, it's a double-sided adhesive, but it's got a paper strip on the outside. It's actually like, you can find it as rug tape or carpet tape at like DIY stores. Not sure if you can find it at Walmart. I know you can find it at DIY stores if you ask for just rug or carpet tape. And if I can get it, let me see if I can get it separated and show you, because it's super, super sticky. So it's not going to be, because a lot of times if you use your regular double-sided adhesive, it comes loose. This is actually going to bond with it. And so you won't have to use like your Fabri-Tac. So I don't know if you can see that or not. It's actually almost like a fabric itself, but it's super, super thin. So what you're going to do is unpeel it, and my fabric is actually like 2.5 inches wide. 2.5 inches wide, I think. And I'm just going to, well, you know what, let's just do it this way. I'm going to line it up on the edge over here. Just as close as I can, and if you get just sort of lining it up on the edge, and then I'll sort of sticking it along, because this is a pretty long strip. So I'm just trying to get it so here. I'm going to get my bone folder. Can sort of rub it out. And you actually could, you know, if you want to do, let me try to pull this out a little bit more and set it over here to the side. And I just sort of, it might be easier working, you know, with shorter strips. You know, when you're first, if you haven't done it before, you might want to start with shorter strips. And this tape is 2 inches wide, so I'm going to have me a nice long strip over here. And I'm just going to cut it with my regular scissors, but I'm going to leave a little bit of this stuck up so I have something to grab onto. Do be cautious, because your stickers will get sticky. So make sure you have alcohol or something to clean them with. So over here, I'm just gonna, and I mean, if you get a spot where it feels like it sticks, you just work it out. It'll all slide out with your fingers, or use your bone folder. I can't talk today. I have a couple places over here on the edges that get down here on the end. I got a little piece that, and I mean, you can get it up a little bit, but now once you put it on paper, it's going to stay there. It's going to be permanent. It's not going to be removable like washi. And then I'm just going to take my scissors and trim along the edge over here. Right along the side. And now this is 2 inches wide. Now I think it's 2 inches wide. You know, it may be an inch and a half. Let me grab a ruler. Oh, nope, it is an inch and a half wide. Now you could leave this edge on there, or maybe, you know, if you cut 2 inches wide, which I'll probably do, I might do that a little bit. Well, if you cut your thing 2 inches wide and did it and you left an edge on each side, you could actually take it and pick the strings along the edge and actually have a more like ruffled side. So there you go. An inch and a half, which is just perfect to do along the edge of a page. Or, you know, I could back it on paper and have a perfect inch and a half belly band. Now I leave this on here because it's going to make it a lot easier to pick that paper off if you have like a pull tab of sorts on the end. So there's that one. So now I'll just grab it. Oh, sorry. Grab my Sharpie. Let me trim this edge off here because I don't want the white on there. I don't want it sort of straight. So just grab my Sharpie. Just to get it to where it rolls a little bit there. And you could use old ribbons, you know, all different kinds of things. I'm going to use this, and then I need to, let me see, oh yeah, I got some right here. Right here. So I'll have it ready. Oh, I don't even have a red one in there. I guess I'll use a white one. So I'm just going to roll it up. And again, you could do this as wide as you want or as narrow. So you could use it and make, you know, music paper or, you know, all different kinds. And then, well, that's not going to work because it's too wide now. Oh, I have some of my little tiny binder rings. Those would work. And I'm just going to put it in there. Actually, let me put the one side down in there. Oh, it's going to make it more difficult, I guess. I can hang that on my shelf or whatever, so I have it ready to go. So you can do it with that. Let's see, there's several other things you can do it with too. And I'm going to do smaller amounts of this just to make it easier on camera because I'm trying to work in a small amount. So let me just cut off a strip. And this is vintage carpet tape. Even I bought it at my thrift store, but you can buy it at DIYs and all those different places. So I'm just going to lay mine out and show you how simple this is if you have ribbon. And the thing of it is, you know, I use Fabri-Tac. And Fabri-Tac is like $9 a bottle. I mean, you guys know Fabri-Tac isn't a very cheap adhesive. And so, you know, that costs a lot if you add ribbon, you know, all the time. And this you can get for, you know, a couple bucks. And you get a whole roll. So, I mean, you get quite a bit out of there. So, I know I can go through a thing of Fabri-Tac pretty fast. Okay, I'm just going to line it up on the edge again. The best that I can. And I find it's easier to work on the edge closest to you. See, if you do it smaller, it's a whole lot easier. You know, so you can make it like 2 pages wide or 3 pages wide, or, you know, how much ever you think you're going to need if you're going to use just a little bit. Okay. Let me cut here. And I have a smaller, is this, yep, this will work. This is just about the right width. So, I mean, you know, doing this with the fabric and the ribbon, you can save a lot of money. Now, you can use regular double-sided adhesive. My only problem with that is it doesn't stick very well. Even like score tape, you know, it comes loose a lot with the fabric. This tends to be a lot more sticky, so it holds better. And I'm just gonna, you know, put that as close as I can get it to that, but where it's far enough apart that I can make sure I'm able to cut it, you know, into 2 pieces. So put it right up to it, but not, make sure I'm not over top of it, and just a teeny tiny little amount of, and you guys can see how much faster that goes on when you're working with a small piece versus, you know, that really, really long piece. And like this is a foot long. So, I mean, you know, if you're going to do a 4-inch space on the bottom of a page, you can do 3 sections, you know, with this one little bit right here. Then I'm just going to cut between the 2 of them, where I kept that teeny tiny little gap in the middle. I know this may seem like it's not really a DIY, but it is, because, you know, a lot of times you don't have fabric, you washi, or you may not be able to find a washi that exactly matches what you want. Okay. So, there's our piece of black, and there's our ribbon. Now, let me find a piece of paper. And this is just white cardstock, so I'll just cut a small portion off so I can show you guys each one as we lay it on. And well, let me do this one differently, but okay. Then you're just gonna, and see how much easier that was a while ago when we had that little tab, and now we don't have that, so it's a little harder to get. Of course, if you have nails, it helps too. And so if you have a small piece, you can just, no, let's just do it this way. There's a piece of the brown at the top for a, so that's it. And we have the brown and the tan and the red. You guys are up there where you can see, aren't you? Yep. Pull the backing off. Just make sure when you put it down that you know where you want it to go, because when it's down, it's down. Like, well, See, I mean, it stays, it's pretty, well, now I put it down crooked. So when you put it on, it's pretty sturdy, it's going to stay. And then let me pull this off. Let me cut this edge off that we left out. Of course, it's all going to unroll because I just... And then I'm just going to bring it here and cut. And then I'm going to cut my paper and leave a piece of my paper stuck out so I have something to grab to separate. And then you're just going to want to make sure you hold from both sides. And that's it. There is nothing to it. So, let me know what you think, guys. Because I'm thinking even covering the back of like a square or a rectangle of fabric, you know, and using it so you can make a, putting it on some tea stained paper or coffee dyed paper, using it for a journaling card. You could back any kind of ATC card with it, and it's going to hold a lot better than just glue and spots. I mean, because it's solid. You know, covering it with tea stain and then being able to use art glitter glue or, you know, around the edges to make a pocket. And you're going to have that, it's going to be reinforced because you're going to have fabric plus the paper. And I mean, you could actually use, like this is cardstock. So let me just show you. Let me show you. So this is cardstock. So I'm just going to trim that off real easy. Let me grab a scrap piece here. Okay, so if I had covered this whole entire, well, let me just trim it up here. You know what? Just as an example, let's just cut this off and say we're using this. But this could be, you know, or the rectangle like you do a pocket at the bottom of your page. I'm just going to glue along my edges just like you do with a pocket or a tuck spot. Or, I mean, well, you could do a tuck spot even. And then just put it on there and hold it down because we've got that paper backing, you know, where we taped it down. Let me put my lid back on my glue. And then, see how much sturdier that is than just a flimsy piece of fabric? Because, I mean, a lot of times people will just put fabric for a pocket. I mean, that really gives you a sturdy, I mean, even if you're putting it upside down, you know, that's really cute. If you had, let me find an example. Okay, here I got some Christmas notepads. So, I mean, even if you use that, it's sturdy enough, it even holds it in there. So, I mean, it makes it super tuck spot. So, anyway, that was just some ideas I thought I'd share with you. Thanks for stopping by, and we'll see you next time. Have a great day. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, share with your friends. Bye.